Hey
Hi.
guys.
What's up?
Not much. For those listening, we started playing actual pre-drinking games in our pre-drinks special, so we just did that and it picked on me. And now I drank more than I was expecting to, and now we're starting the episode. Yay!
I I cut my finger on a chip. It's like
With her super Sonya powers.
like it's just like a paper cut. Like people get that, you know?
No
And
one
it's
gets
like-
chip cuts. I'm sorry to
They
tell
do.
you that.
They do. They
No,
do.
they
Like,
don't.
This is not.
They don't.
It's not the first
Maybe in
time.
the mouth, like when they're chewing a chip and like it cuts their gum, maybe. But no, not on their finger.
This is not the
That's
first
a special
time.
Sonya talent.
This is not the first time I've been cut by a chip, so I'm pretty sure
It's a special Sonya
it happens
talent.
to other people. It happens to other people.
Okay.
But it's
okay.
it's like swollen. It's on my middle finger. It's swollen and red and salty. Like, you know when you get salt in a wound?
What
Yeah.
kind of chip?
All dressed. It was an all dressed chip.
Ruffle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ruffles.
Okay.
Just ruffles.
So for some reason, that was the chip I was imagining you cut yourself.
it was the right one.
Yeah.
like-
Okay. I'm good. I'm okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
No,
Well, now it makes sense to me. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, see?
Thank you
yeah,
for clearing that up.
they're the aggressive chip.
They need a safety warning.
Mm.
Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
So I ordered from Collective Arts Brewery, which is a brewery here in where I'm living, Hamilton. And got myself a bunch of birthday booze, because it is my birthday this weekend. And so I'm currently drinking one of their most popular, the audio visual lager from Collective Arts.
Ooh.
I can't see anything. It's 4.9% alcohol.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yay.
Sonya, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Bailey's and coffee and Sprite and rum.
Oh, you're
Yay.
mixing. She's going hard.
It's not mixing. I'm drinking one at a time. Okay.
But rum
Like,
and Bailey's are two different kinds of liquor. That's
Yeah.
mixing.
but you're doing like you start off with the weaker one, like the little intro to drinking, and then the other one.
Still,
like,
no, it's still mixing. You're still mixing.
Well, it's like the beer before liquor.
Never been
Never
sicker.
sicker. Liquor before
Liquor
beer.
before
You're
beer,
in the clear. Yeah.
You still aren't supposed to mix different liquors, though. If you're drinking rum,
Who
you're supposed
said?
to stick with rum.
A
I
square.
don't know. Okay,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I said.
It's like illegal.
Okay, listen, it's just the rules of the drinking. Okay, I don't know
We're
who made
breaking
them
I
up.
all
written
the
on my
rules.
can. It doesn't say not mix.
Don't mix it.
But on some medications, it says don't mix with alcohol. But on my alcohol, it doesn't say don't mix with alcohol. So I think we're okay.
Ignore those warnings all the time.
I know. We don't recommend, but yeah.
yeah. And Dawn Marie.
I'm drinking mystery booze. So I was cleaning out my fridge and I found a can of alcohol. It's American vintage steep tea. It tastes like hard iced tea blueberry. And I'm
Okay.
pretty sure we got it like 5 years ago when I went to Edmonton and I brought it home and I haven't drank it till now.
It's just all right, whatever.
It doesn't taste bad. It's still good. Alcohol
it
doesn't
was
really go bad.
It was in a can. It's
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah, as long as the can wasn't popped, then
It wasn't
I love that it's been in your fridge for like
for
6
5
years.
fucking years.
Yeah. It was good. I like that.
Yeah, so I'm drinking
I like-
5-year drink.
I like it a lot.
I hope it like fermented more, and now it's like 30%. Even
bonus.
It was originally 5%. So.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like 30% now. It's been 5 years of fermenting in your fridge.
Probably,
right.
knowing my luck.
Oh, this one is all right. This one's
Okay.
us a bit. Okay. Oh, topic. We're on the topic. That's what.
Yeah.
Just for people listening and have never ever listened to our show
That's true.
before.
We might get new stragglers finding us.
We do a topic. Okay. So, would you rather be famous for being a singer or a comedian?
Ooh.
And then our drink word is, hopefully it's spelt right, is bad. So like that you can't fuck that up. B-A-D.
I was like, what other spellings? I don't
Oh yeah,
understand.
no. BAHD. You know, people. I don't know how people add H's where they don't belong, but
Yeah.
it's bad.
Well, does anyone have a idea first?
I think.
I would rather be a comedian than a singer because
Yeah.
I have no voice like that. Just
Yeah,
Well,
but
no,
you
it doesn't
could.
matter. If
Yeah,
it doesn't matter, what would you choose? Your creative outlet. What would you prefer?
a comedian again.
Just a comedian. I just say comedian. That's it.
I'm hilarious, okay? So I just
Yeah, but it's
and I
not
like to
based on
joke.
your current skill set. It's
I
based on
like
your
to joke.
metaphorical skill set.
I
Your
don't like
famous
to sing.
thing.
I like to listen to people sing. I don't like to sing. So
If you felt like you were a good singer, would you think you would like to sing?
no, that just hurts my voice, like my throat, just thinking about it. No,
Here's my throat. I saved that for Dick.
It's all scar tissue, so
Yeah.
her larynx can't quite
Yeah.
move around the way they're supposed to.
Every
Yeah.
time she goes to the dentist, like they're worried, like they should call somebody. You're like, it's so rough. Like, are you okay at home? And she's like, yeah, I love it. It's fine. It's all good.
Oh God.
What
Okay,
would
well, I was just gonna say, so for me, I do have a music project already. So but I personally, if I could translate that to comedy, would rather be the comedian, because I feel like if you just do music, unless you're like a really skilled writer, maybe, and especially if you're a man, it's really hard to talk intellectually or like politically when you're like doing interviews and stuff. People are like, oh, you're just a singer, you're dumb. Like,
Yeah.
why are you talking about social justice and whatever? Like, go sing your little song. Like, I see that like all the time with like especially female artists.
Yeah.
Versus if you're a comedian, you can make a whole comedy special that's about something political.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, like you
And-
have to be smart
yeah.
to be funny.
You
So-
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely an intelligence base. But like singing is also, there's intelligence there. You need to know the music, like how to hit the notes and stuff. You just don't come
you just
across.
don't appear.
No,
Like, yeah,
it's
you
a
don't
lot
have
of training.
Yeah,
Like,
work,
I
lots
was
of
not a strong singer, and a lot of it was just like working with Chris and just like training. Like, it's almost like a athletic like thing, and you know,
Yeah.
it's like training your muscles is what it is.
Mhm.
Training your ear, training, you know, that kind of stuff. It's not, but I just feel like when it comes to like where my passions lie, I would
Yeah.
hate to do an interview as like a female singer and then be like, oh yeah, but did you see that, you know, like they're currently in some states like fighting against raising the marriage age of children to 18. Like, I feel like we should talk about this. And then they're like, oh, well, what are you wearing tonight?
It's always like
They do that with
like,
actresses
what's your
too.
favorite lipstick? You know, men always get like the intelligent questions, the social justice
Yeah, but
questions.
that like I think like is every field, because like actresses and like they always just like turn around and be like, yeah, but look how you look tonight. Like they always comment about appearance. They don't care about your mind.
Well,
I
if
think
you
it's
do
happened-
stand-up comedy, though, you can release a whole comedy special
Yeah,
of just
yeah.
you talking about something political.
Yeah.
Like, that happens all the time, even with like
Yeah.
with males and females.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think female comedians get taken more seriously than actresses and singers because
Agreed.
we're like, we don't give a shit. We talk about like dicks and stuff. Like we're not like withholding anything, and we'll be like, we do. And if you like piss us off, we'll just make it content and make fun of you. Like that's, I think,
Yeah.
is
Yeah, and we'll make it content that's not a love song. Because
Right,
like freaking Taylor Swift gets so much like slack for people judge her for doing the same thing men do, writing songs about exes. But for some reason everyone's like, "Oh, but you know, that's all she writes about." And I'm like, "That's so does Nickelback." You're not
Right,
yelling at
yeah.
Nickelback. So
Or
what the hell?
everyone. And what's his name? Nas X. Those are mostly all love songs.
Mhm.
John Mayer?
Love songs. Daniel Powder. Love songs.
Sean Desmond.
Love songs. Yeah.
So yeah. I'm basically just judging these two professions on how I feel as a female doing them.
Yeah.
If I was a man, yeah, I want to be a singer. Like, why wouldn't I want to be a singer? I could just like sing and look pretty and be a man and be entitled, and that would be expected. Like, I don't.
I'll be a pretty man, I swear.
If I'm not born pretty, I'll sure as hell be able to afford it, you know?
I think it's more work though for a singer than it is for a comedian, because like just like with everything that they have to do, like tours and just it's intense.
But comedians have to do that too.
I don't
And like
think it's
you have to
as
write a whole
intense.
special. Most singer-songwriters aren't writing their own songs by themselves. They're not producing their songs. They're not mastering their songs. They're not even playing the instruments on their songs.
And like now they have to lip sync because like with all their dance routines that they have to do on top of singing their songs, like
they've always had to do that.
I know, but it's just so much work. Whereas a comedian, I can just fucking stand
is
there.
so much work. I just imagine memorizing a like 60, 90-minute script you wrote, and then also having to deal with hecklers.
And then you can't remember like
physically. I don't know. I just feel like it's not as physical as like because singers are like expected to, like I said, dance too, and which that annoys me. Like people were bitching about Rihanna not doing as much at the Super Bowl, and I'm all like,
yeah.
She was pregnant, man. Like, and she sang. Like that was it.
And she was standing on like a floating thingy, like way high in the air. Like, she's still risking her life. What more do you want?
Like, I was just like, what do you mean she didn't do enough? What the fuck? Like,
I don't know. Anyway. I like as a comedian, you have to like stand for your whole set.
You can
it's
sit.
Like
it's not engaging, but like you can.
Yeah, it's like I've never seen one sit that wasn't disabled. You know, so
you just sit.
I know. I mean, it's the same with some. Like if you see like an acoustic band, a lot of the times they're like sitting, or they're not. If you see a band at all, they're not like dancing. They're you know whatever they do. I just know, like, I mean, it also depends, like, what kind of comedian you really want to be, because that's such, like, a broad topic, too. Because, like, Bo Burnham did that whole, like, movie, like, recording, editing, writing. Like, he did music and sang and was also a comedian.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's, like... But you could also just be, like, Amy Schumer and just steal your material and just act in movies. And be a Nepo baby. So like I feel like everything can be easy and everything can be hard depending on how much work you put into it. I don't know how we got famous. Was it like TikTok? Because I feel like I'd be lazy if I got like famous from TikTok.
Do you think that's laziness?
No.
Like be on the
like if I was putting a bunch of stuff out and one went viral and then all of a sudden I end up with like a record deal and all this stuff and thrown at me for like 2 months, I'd probably get lazy.
15 minutes of fame.
Yeah. Versus if I'm like working hard like all the time, doing actually like good like tons of good content that I'm releasing and everywhere, you know, especially if it's like songs and stuff, not just like 20 seconds on TikTok. You know what I mean? It's like that the whole song's good and not just that little part I put that went viral or something.
It makes me so sad. Where like I wait for this fucking song to come out and it's shit. I wait so long.
Because you listen to 20 seconds.
Amazing. And I love this 20 seconds. And then the rest of 3 minutes is horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I've had that happen so much. It's like the hook is so good and then like the rest of it is just not what I wanted. And so I just go back to the TikTok and listen to it over and over and over.
Ignorance is bliss. There is no other song.
So you want to be what, Sonia? Comedian?
Oh, comedian. Because doing what we're doing now, like podcast comedians, because I don't have to go on tour ever. I don't have to actually talk in front of people. I can wear my PJs.
But the option would always be there if you ever decided, like, to speak at like a Comic-Con panel or something. The option would be there, but you wouldn't have to take it.
Yeah, we are speaking at a Comic-Con.
I know.
Yeah. I'll just hand out booby cards. There will be no talking. Listen to my talking. it.
We should just get white shirts for it and then draw our
The
boobs
boobies?
on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
With like a black
Yeah.
marker.
Although it's a child-friendly thing. I don't think we're allowed.
Then we'll put a censor bar over it.
Just like wear a censor bar.
Be like, for $5, we'll flash you, and then we just lift up the bar.
All right. Are we allowed to do that there?
I don't know. But we should save that idea for another day.
Like out on the street or something. I don't know if you're
Oh
allowed
my
to do
gosh,
that in
yes.
Toronto.
That would be a good TikTok.
Just flashing people. See if you
But
actually
not
get
real
the $5.
flashing. It's
Yeah.
just- yeah, like, ideas.
Poor
ideas.
Dawn Marie. Her like I drew her boobs like this big like sagginess. She would need like a whole sandwich board to cover them up.
It's okay.
No, she just has the nipples are the only thing that need to be covered. So her censor bar will just be at her belly button.
Yeah.
And you can just see the sack.
That'd be fantastic.
If you want to buy our nipples, go to our link tree, and the link to our merch shop is there, and you can choose whichever nipples relate to yours the most or not. They don't
What's
have to
your
be
favorite?
relatable.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
favorite type of nipples. They're out there for you.
Done
you-
in MS Paint.
MSN Paint. MS,
Yeah.
MS, not MSN. It's MS. Beautifully done. With my shaky hand. I took a long time.
Okay, I have a question that's semi-related. It's kind of like a one or the other.
Mhm.
Would you rather like? Okay, let's just do would you rather. I'm gonna just do would
Okay,
you rather.
yeah, let's
we're
do
just
would
gonna
you
talk about
rather.
it now. Yeah, okay. So like, would you? Because we're talking about singing. I mean, we all want to be comedians. We're all just like, we're so funny. We want to
Yeah,
make money off of that.
we love
Yay.
ourselves. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to singing. So I'm
Okay.
gonna say, would you rather sing or I was gonna say play an instrument, but that's too much because obviously play an instrument because
Play an instrument.
right? I'm trying to like think of something. Okay. Would you rather play in a band or be a solo artist?
Band. That's why I
Band.
need you guys. I would not be a solo podcaster. I am a band person all the way.
What would you be in the band?
The background pony.
That's
Drummer.
like, would you play the instrument? Would you sing?
Instrument.
What instrument?
Yeah.
Be specific.
Drummer.
Tell me about your band, son.
I can play a lot of instruments. I can I used to. I don't know anymore. But
well, it's not to your skill set. You're if hypothetically you could be good at everything.
oh, okay. The piano, just because
Because Sonya
I
likes
like
the
the
finger
piano.
things.
I and then the piano. Although, the piano was a good one.
Nice.
Oh, harmonica. I also love the harmonica.
You could
She
do
likes to
both
blow
at the same
things.
time.
You could.
She can finger and blow at the same time. You
I
guys.
can. Those are the skills I have. And I'm
Is
married
there
to
a
man.
particular genre of music you'd
Folk.
want a
I think
band?
folk.
Yeah, folk is good.
Mhm.
What about you,
I
Don?
Yeah, that sounds kinky. I like it.
Yeah, the orgies.
Yeah.
The folk orgies back in the day.
Yeah.
What would
What about
do,
you,
Don?
Don?
You just stop talking. We're like, what about you, Don?
I would like to be a drummer because I like to bang shit. So like,
I like to bang.
So would you be in
That's
like a
shit.
punk or rock band?
yeah, like punk rock, alternative, something like that. Yeah,
Like Travis
Something
Barker
with, like, a-
drums?
the
Yeah.
faster the beat, the better.
yeah. Right, and
Yeah.
just slam shit, just all day. Just take out my aggression.
Okay. So she's like, I couldn't be a singer. That's too much work. But give me rock
Instant.
drums and I'm
Yeah.
all
Okay, but I'm
yours.
sitting down, and I'm just like my arms.
Standing.
That's still a lot of work.
Drummers
Like I
get
can do this all
so
day.
sweaty.
Why can't I do this?
If you've ever
shit.
dated one, they are drenched.
Your forearms are
Yeah, I
gonna be
will
wet.
She's gonna go and give Dave a hand job and just rip it off.
Oh shit! Just tape it back on.
She's gonna forget what she's doing and just rip it off and use it like a drumstick.
There was this one time.
What?
Have you ever done like the hold it and bop it on the head to watch it go away?
No. Generally, if I'm down there, I expect it to stay or I'd get upset.
Sonia, have you done the hot dog where you like lay it down in between the testicles and fold the testicles over it?
No.
So that's just what it kind of looks like naturally when it's not.
Yeah, but like you gotta actually bring the testicles up and around. Like,
You can, because like so these balls are so big. You gotta lift them up. You're like, it'll be fine. Just hide it. It just hides everything. You're just like, here, this is like weenie, and then you're just like, whoop, it's gone.
To get ready for the comedy career, you have to next time grab it and just tap, 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 and then go, is this thing on?
I've done that. I've done something like that. I've spoken into it. Yep.
Use it as like a joy. They're like,
oh
like
yes, I've done that. Like it was like a joystick, like for gaming. Yeah, done that, and then like try to press the button. Yeah.
I don't do this stuff to Chris's dick. I'm like, hey, you want to get off? I'm like, that's what I do.
Our foreplay's like just manhandling their junk. They're just like, hey, let me act something out right now.
Okay, one thing I do is after, I'll just like gently caress his balls, like that fidget toy with the two balls you can kind of rub together, and I just use his balls like that, and it's more like relaxing, and then I go to sleep.
Yeah, it is a nice afterwards. So like I like to wash it first, like afterwards. I get like a hot cloth and little aftercare. But I like when you're falling asleep, like it's just nice.
I don't touch Dave after I'm done. Like I'm just like, go away.
No.
My fun's before. That's it.
I like before and after. That's my
The
favorite.
during though.
I like it all, but like my favorite is before and after.
During I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, no, like during, because like before it's all about me, and then like during I have to like it's not all about me and it's whatever. But in the after it's fine.
Yeah,
I don't like
sense.
it. I don't like when I'm not the main event. So
yeah, me neither.
Before it's better.
We like take turns. Like it's like I feel like it's like whoever initiates makes it about the other person.
No, Kyle's kink is like all about me. So like it's
nice.
That's it. So like,
well,
like,
yeah, I mean that's how why he hasn't left you after all the dogs.
That's right.
I sexually assault Dave like on the daily. Like if I'm walking by him, I'll grab his dick like as I walk past him.
Well, like it's not
every 5 minutes.
Says, don't
I
me.
was gonna say
like,
it's not sexual assault if he says it's okay. Now if he comes over
well,
and
he
he's
doesn't
like,
say it's okay though. Like
you guys, if you have like a ongoing agreement. Now, if one day he was like, okay, Don, you need to like, I'm feeling uncomfortable, then I assume you would respect that. But that's what I mean. So it's ongoing,
it's a playful thing. Yeah, it's banter. It's relationship banter, right?
Yeah,
like,
no, he doesn't like get mad, but like I do it all the time.
I grow up to Kyle and go,
Yeah, I do that too.
Well, that's the nuance of consent, right?
That's right. You're like,
it's ongoing and consistent, and like eventually, like with someone, you can revoke that consent at any time.
Anytime. Yeah.
Anytime.
You know what I hate about Kyle is that my nipples have definitely changed position in the 20 years we've been together, and he still knows exactly where to pinch them when I'm walking by. He's just like, meh. He just knows, but he can't fucking remember to like take out the trash unless I remind him.
We all have different special interests, Sonia. Okay.
You can just like
there's some things you want to remember. That's why.
Yeah,
I'm imagining you like sleeping in bed, like naked or topless or something, and him just like watching you going. Like going to pinch it,
measuring,
just like practicing for the next day, just so that he knows
like
each
this
time.
To not like meters away from this, like he's just doing
visual spatial.
Yeah, he's practicing the muscle memory, like while you're sleeping. Just
just laying in bed like this.
You're just sleeping, you don't know what's
Little
going on.
pincer grips. Yeah,
Yep. That's how he practices. We figured out his secret.
we did.
I'm glad Kyle doesn't listen to these, or else I'd feel embarrassed.
I tell him every single time. Every time we talk, because like he doesn't listen, and I feel like not telling him is like not consent. So like
No, fair.
Yeah. I'm like, just so you know, today I told everybody you have a micro penis. Okay. Like
he has
doesn't
a
listen
card.
to us either.
I made the card of his micro penis.
Yeah,
Because that's one of the first things you told me about him when we met.
I know. I tell everybody. Everybody's like insane. It's like a disease. I don't understand. I just like, hey, guess what? He has a really tiny dangle, but like his balls are huge. Like that's what it is. That is like he's a grower, okay? But like it's just when it's at rest, it's like the smallest thing I've ever seen. And like his balls are just, my God, we talk about this all the time in our podcast, okay? Like this is why we have so many kids, because he has like ultimate keepers of
ultimate keepers. That would be the name of like a good, like, Don, you need to do like a sex book or something, one of your smut things called Ultimate Keepers, and it's about a guy that just drenches everyone in his cum.
He just sprays everyone's cum.
Yeah. Yeah, they all get pregnant. Like he impregnates like 10 people at once. He's just like
he just lays them all down and just goes with his
nose. Ultimate keepers, man. That's what I'm saying.
Machine gun style.
Based on a half-true story of Kyle.
It was like that, I guess.
Name the main character after him,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kyle went around going. How would you spell that?
How would I spell what? Kyle?
No. You'd probably just do like you'd be like he moved almost mimicking a garden sprinkler, and then you'd go DA with like
Yeah.
So
they know it's like mimicking a garden sprinkler, and the sound going with it.
I think I'd spell it DI.
Yeah.
Not.
And then you're like
Yeah.
Yeah. And we know how to spell so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's in my vocabulary every day.
I'm always using that word. It's a good word.
It has so many meanings. You could use it in almost any conversation.
You're like, you need something at the top shelf and you ask the person working there.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. We ended up. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. The first birthday I ever celebrated for Sonia, I didn't know what to get her, but I knew she liked games, and I knew about Kyle's penis. So I made her a Sonia Against Humanity card pack filled with cards based just around her, and one of them is just a lifelike drawing that I did of Kyle's penis.
It's a tiny little thing, a button wiener, and like giant balls, hairy hair and bush, all bush,
everywhere's bush,
button wiener, and the keepers.
Yeah, so that was all I knew about you, and oh shit,
you're bye.
My computer's old, guys, and
It's
so my
fine.
one
I
USB
feel-
is
I
fucked.
feel that.
she'll come back.
Edit it. Just edit it.
Edit it out.
Kyle's balls.
Yeah.
Okay. So we figured out singers or bands, or singers or comedians. I'm trying to think of another question. Would you rather?
Related. Like,
Okay, I got one.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's say you're an actor. What type of movie would you act in?
Horror. Excuse me.
Or
Horror.
okay.
Okay. Well, it's just okay. I love horror movies, and I feel like they're one of like the hardest to like act sincerely. Like a bad acting job can like make a horror, really bad. And like I feel like a lot of horror movies coming out these days are very like artistic, very like barbarian and that kind of thing, or they have very specific like commentary about like society and stuff. So like I think that's really cool. I'm really excited. I couldn't act in this one because I am the color of porcelain, but there is a horror movie coming out called The Blackening, and it's an all black cast, and the tagline is something along the lines of is we can't all die first. And I thought that was great. So I'm really excited for when that movie comes out because it looks really good.
So it's a comedy then?
I think it's taking on like a Scream type-esque where it's commentary on horror movies. Like it's like what's that other one, like Cabin in the Woods or whatever, where it's a take on all the tropes related to horror movies, where some parts might be funny but it's still very much scary. So I think that's what they're going for based on like the trailer and stuff. But yeah, I just thought it's so good. Like that's great. It's giving exposure to like black actors, giving a whole movie, and it's talking about the racism in that industry, and I thought that was good. But yeah, horror movies. I'd love to be in a horror movie.
Sonia, what would you be in?
Sci-fi. Love it.
Sci-fi?
Even if it's fake, I don't care. I get to pretend.
Wait, but what sci-fi is real?
None of it. But I mean,
fiction is in the name.
So, like on TV, you can like pretend better when you're watching it, but then when you're in it, all the magic is gone. So I still would rather that would be my favorite. Would still be sci-fi.
Is there like a specific type of sci-fi? Because there's like sci-fi thrillers, there's like sci-fi fantasy, there's like Star Wars and stuff. There's
not Star Wars. I love watching Star Wars. Something like Firefly. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. Yeah, it's like a space cowboy kind of thing. I would like that. Like it's a Western in space. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, cool. Cool. What about you, Dawn?
Porn. No.
Really good acting, Kay. That's like very physically demanding.
Yeah. You have to fake some shit. Like
it's that's some good acting needed.
No, probably comedy.
Yeah.
Any
like a specific type of comedy? Yeah. Because there's like rom-com.
I'd do rom-com.
Yeah. That's like one of the good kinds of comedy. Like a lot of comedies are like shock value, like how disgusting can you be? Like what can I get away with? Yeah. There's not the like
male-based still be a little bit like that too. Like
where you're hitting each other in the nuts.
Yeah. Well, no, not like that.
My balls on your drums set.
Yeah.
But like mine would definitely be like crude humor, like really crude, like The Bridesmaids or something like that.
There's like a taste
and like the romance part would be like the back burner of the comedy. Like
yeah.
No, it's mostly comedy.
Yeah,
I love Bridesmaids because like there's not that many like movies where women get to be in quotations like men. And I feel like Bridesmaids were like, hey, like women can be like this. We don't have to be a certain way. Like it's we are disgusting. Deal with it.
I'd love to be in a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Oh, yes.
Like you don't have to be a good actress. You don't have to do nothing other than be there, look pretty, and get to pretend you're in love for Christmas.
With Reginald.
Oh
you have to act with Reginald.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like
I watched the Lindsay. Okay, I watched the Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie that she did with one of the guys from Glee, and like I was like, oh, two singers, they're gonna sing at some point, right? Nope. I'm pretty sure the kiss was CGI. And I think like the last scene, they weren't even in it together. But it was amazing. I love it. Highly recommend. Green screen work. On par with like 2008. So like good job, guys, for like a Christmas movie. 10 out of 10.
Nice.
10 out of from 2008.
No. Their green screen work reminded me of 2008.
Oh,
This
okay.
came out like last year. It's called like
Like,
Falling for You.
stupid. Yeah, like 2008. She was like 12. Like we were all very young.
She wasn't.
No,
20?
she wasn't.
She was
She
20.
was like 19. I don't know.
She's younger than I am.
2008, I would have been 16, and she was like, so she would have been like 21, or no, maybe 23. I don't know how old
Really?
she is now.
Is she older than me? I gotta
She's
go to my
older than
mind
me.
balance.
She's older than me for sure. So she's in
I
between our
thought
age.
she was way younger than me.
I mean, she looks older because
that's
of her.
unfortunate lifestyle. Like
Yeah. Well, you know, let's all blame the parents. She's 36.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
She's
then
only a year older than me. Okay.
I'm still older.
No one cares.
She's 4 years older than me. So
Yeah. So like, I guess she still would have been a baby. Too young to be in Hallmark.
but now she's the perfect age.
That's right. Hallmark is like for actresses in between the young starlet and like the mom. So
Yeah.
like that's what you're like. You're just waiting to age into the next category.
Yeah. So that like if I couldn't make it to like a big horror movie, then that would be my go-to.
Ooh,
Hallmark.
practical magic. I would love to do like a practical magic movie. That'd be so much fun, I'm sure.
I feel like movies in general are just like they
Just
do so much
like
fun.
So much fun.
Like a group of people working towards a common goal of creating like a piece of art just sounds fun to me.
Yeah.
You know, with catering, obviously.
Oh, catering. Yeah. What's the budget?
Now we're asking the real questions.
Are we getting Taco Bell or are we getting something else? Like
I was in like a B movie once, and it was a zombie, of course, because what B horror movie wasn't zombies? And my dad was like doing makeup for it. It was in Deseronto, which is like Tyendinaga, Mohawk territory. It's like 2,000 people in the city, and they were like, "We need 2,000 zombies." Like, and we're like, they won't fit. Like, what are you talking about? But like, I remember going just to like get makeup on, and then for like 4 hours, we're just in the cold going just to like not be seen. Like, we knew we weren't gonna be seen. We're shadows, but it's just like I was like 14. Great experience, loved it.
When I was 14, I signed up to be like one of those like casting agencies. It was a lot of fun. But then we lost our phone. We couldn't afford a phone anymore, so I don't know what happened with that. It was like no, but it was fun. Like we got to do like I got to like get my picture taken, and like it didn't cost anything to us. It was like the real agencies pay for everything.
Yeah,
so, like
the minute they ask you for money, you know it's not real.
Yeah, and
well, it's still real, but it's real. Like we had like a agency that like you had to pay for classes and stuff, but some of their acts did go on and do things. So it was just like it's like fuck these rich people.
Yeah. I was a model once. By model, I don't think I was a real model. Some guy at a tanning salon asked to take pictures of me in my bathing suit and then paid me cash after. I was 16 at the time, 17. But when I was 17, I looked 12. So like it was really sketchy. I am happy I'm alive today. But like that's it's it was like it was on Main. If you live in Hamilton, it was on like Queenston by Delta, the high school. It was on the main street. It was I
know where you're talking about, right past Commerce. I know. Yeah, it was Soul Exotica.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say you are a real model because you got paid for it.
I did. Yeah, I got paid for it. It was
Yeah,
just
so
a
I'm
sketchy
gonna
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Nothing
wasn't a
happened
good
to me.
thing, but
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna say that counts. You can put that on a resume. I'd believe
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know what job I'd get with it. Like apply for Walmart. I'm a model. Like
I work at your cashiers. I'm a model.
A greeter.
I'm a model. Everybody that comes in.
Hi, welcome to Walmart. I'm a model.
Yeah.
You hand out your headshot with the flyer.
Call me.
I feel like I'd get the wrong attention. There's
Yeah.
so many creepy people. Like, so I used to be like a cashier a while ago, and old men are the most disgusting people on this universe.
Yes.
They and like you're like you don't at first like you don't work for tips, but you just are so awkward, so you're always laughing at their jokes. But like they would always be like coming in and he's like, "Oh, you smell so nice." Like, what is the line? Like, and then I'm like, "Oh, I can get your perfume. I get it from over there." Like, it's just like it's borderline creepy. Like, it's just
I
like,
wouldn't
it's
even
not.
say borderline, to be
It's like-
fair. I
No,
feel
that
like
was, like, straight up creepy.
we're still so conditioned to like being
Yes.
polite that
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, no, it wasn't actually creepy that he was smelling.
No,
It just
yeah,
makes
no,
people
it's
feel
weird.
weird.
It was just a little rude, you know.
It's so
So I used to work at Tim Hortons, and I did drive through. And like when debit came out where you could do the tap, you know, like on the pay pad. And at least once a day, I would get one old man at least going through drive-through going, "Yeah, I'd tap that." Like that was their joke. Like I'm like, "Hey, debit, credit." They're like, "Debit," and I go hand it, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tap that," and I'm like, "Good one." Like,
yeah. Or
you
like
got me.
or when you answer, like I did drive through and he's like, oh, you're like, "Oh, like, can I do anything for you? Get you anything?" And they're just like, "Yeah, you can."
Yeah,
You know,
how can I help you? And then
I make that joke,
are you-
but I'm also a woman and doing it ironically.
Yeah,
So-
less predatorial. That's
Yeah.
yeah, like they'll ask, like, "Are you on the menu?" Like, no.
Yeah.
I find vocally I'm getting better at like really like asserting things if someone's being creepy to me, like, "Don't touch me. Why are you
Yeah.
so close? This is gross. Oh, that's weird that you're behaving like that," you know, kind of stuff. But I find I still have trouble in text. So it's like when I'm sending an email, I need to like add too many exclamation points and like
Yeah.
LOLs to like be like, yeah, just so you don't think I'm being too harsh. And I'm like, why does it matter? I'm like,
Yeah.
why does it matter? But I still catch myself doing that. I'm trying to work on not being polite for the sake of being a woman.
Right. And I
Yeah.
find that like now that I'm older, I'm not getting it as much. Like it's not like we're disgusting trolls. Like that's not it. It's because we are older and we are more assertive, right?
Yeah.
So I find that the disgustingness stops when you're like get to a certain age. When you are able to be like, "Oh, I went through all this. Now I can voice my concerns." But now
And you're not like, because like when you're younger, they're more to be a predator towards you because
it
you know,
is.
you're
It's,
young and
it's all
naive.
predator.
You're
It's all
naive.
predator actions. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not actual interest. It's predatorial. Like
Yeah.
that. So like, and the problem is that like it takes you so long because we're conditioned for so long that you need to be polite, and then it just takes so long to be like, "Hey, you're disgusting. Don't talk to me like that." That we're at the age where men don't feel like they're like they can overpower us that sort of way. Like they still do, but like,
we won't buy into the bullshit.
we won't. And like that's I feel like they realize that, and that's why
And they
they're
want
no
someone that
longer-
will.
Yeah.
And I feel like because like when we're young and stuff, like our moms and our grandmothers and our aunts and just all the women in our life, just all like from previous generations, all accepted that as like boys will be boys, or this is just how it is when you're a woman, or like, and so like they don't even realize a lot of the time that they were preyed upon when they were younger.
Yeah.
And so when you're growing up, they just like are like, no, you just have to be polite and then like everything will be okay. Like, oh, that's just part of life. Oh, well, did you lead them? Like, and it's like these are coming from the older women in our lives. So of course we're
Yeah.
like, oh, well, you guys lived as my age before. Of course we're gonna just like take that. So it's not until we're older that we're like, wow, how fucked up were you at 30? Jesus Christ, telling that to a child, that's really messed up. You know?
My mom was the opposite of that. She was actually like, if someone approaches you, like, punch them in the like dick. Like, she was aggressive. She was insane.
We got the stranger
good.
danger, the older man kind of like talk, you know, but it wasn't like, you know, with boys our age or boys even like a couple years older than us. It's like, oh, well, they're still kids or they're still teens, so they still count. But it's like if one's 19 and one's like 13, 14, that's predatory. Sorry. Like that's like 13 and 19 is like such a gap. Like one can vote.
Yeah. One can vote. One can buy booze. Like
yeah, like one can like live on their own and get a job and pay bills. One probably isn't even in high school anymore. Like that's, you know, so it's like a lot. But like, I mean, at least for my mom, like she was dating a college guy when she was in high school by age. Like there was like a age gap there, but it wasn't like seemingly a large age gap. But when you're looking at like a 17-year-old with like a 23-year-old, 24-year-old, like that's, you know, and she still doesn't realize.
I thought that was kind of gross.
Yeah, and it's like, no, that was predatory. And like she has an age gap with her husband, probably even more so. But she met her husband when he was in his 30s and she was in her early 40s.
Yeah,
like there's like a 7-year age gap, I think. So it's like, once you're 30, once you're 25, I don't care what the fuck you do. You know, like, but like,
don't let the frontal lobe grow, right? Like, once you're 26, you can date any age above you.
Yeah,
like, that's it. Like, that's dating starts at 26. Like, there's
exactly like that's what I think. If you're dating someone who can't legally do anything, like, might be too young for you, bro.
If they don't know what the Ninja Turtles are, they're too young for you.
Careful, because I might come back and then the Zoomers will adopt it and then it won't make sense anymore.
You don't know what payphones are. You might be too young.
Did you see that TikTok?
Yes, about the girl about like the phone?
Yeah, she's like, what if we had like a phone that was like for the whole family at home and it just always stayed at home and just you could pass the number to anyone that might talk to your family. Though.
Like
I don't know. She was pretty young. I would not be surprised. I've seen kids that have never seen a cassette tape.
Yeah. I tried to show Nicholas the dial, like, you remember the rotary
phone?
Rotary phones, yeah.
I was trying to show Nicholas that, and he's like, what the like how do you work this thing?
That's even before my time. Like I knew what a rotary phone was, and like I played with them. I never had a rotary phone, and no one in my family did when I, like, from what I can remember, you know, from I guess the time I started noticing the phone. But it's like I don't know what age, but yeah, like
I actually had a rotary phone even during the time when, like, you know, the second line came in, and like I had to learn how to 3-way call on a rotary phone.
Oh God.
It never worked for like press star to get what you needed, right? Like
I know. So like you had to, so anyway, to get to like my second line or whatever, like you had to hit the hang up button real quick, like, but not like
it was a double tap. You would go do.
Yeah. Like there was tricks. Like that's how long I had my rotary phone for. Like we didn't get a digital, like, you know, the phones with like screens and whatever for a long time. Like
it's funny because like for me it was the opposite, where my house was one of the first, like when I moved in with my dad, so I would have been about 15. They didn't have a home phone. They ended up getting cell phones for everyone. And like, so they gave me, like, it was like a flip phone, you know, don't go on the internet, that costs too much. For you freak out when you hit the internet button kind of thing, you know, the TTS or whatever it's called, texting, like just that. And I had this phone, and like, I remember once they tried to ground me and take it away, but then they realized that then I'd just be out without a way to contact them. So they were like, oh, I guess we can't take away her phone. But yeah, like we didn't have a home phone. So it's like I got stopped by the cops once and I just gave them my cell phone number. And I was like one of the first kids that didn't have like a home phone. So I just like, yeah.
We never had a home phone. We had like it got to the point. Okay, so around the age of like 13, my mom wasn't able to pay for a phone, and then we just stopped having a phone. So I didn't have to worry about those things. I just went to a payphone.
That was me at 19, but we when I like lived in my apartment when I had my first son, like we were blessed enough that we were next door neighbors to my dad and my stepmom. So we just gave them their like that phone number, and then my stepmom would like come over with like the wireless
cordless?
phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like walk up all the stairs and everything to our apartment anytime I had a phone call. But like our apartment was like a tripod, triplex. It was like three.
Triplex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ours was out, like you had to go outside, come upstairs to get to our place. So like every time you just had to like walk out. But yeah.
I loved my first apartment. Oh, it was
I loved all my
gorgeous.
apartments. They were gross. Some of them I didn't own a bed. I had
Yeah.
cockroaches in one at one point. Loved them all. Loved them. Great memories.
They were all my friends. Yeah, the first place I got with my child, it was a beautiful place,
It was.
but the window, like the ceiling in the windows, was like the heat wouldn't stay in the house. So like my first winter, my bills were my heating bill was like $500 a month. This is back in the day where people's heating wasn't more than $60. That was like
I think I mentioned that like I had a similar experience with my first apartment because like the doors were like crooked and shit.
So
and then you also had like electric heat, right? Like so that was even more money because
floor heaters,
because you had the electric panels like on the side instead of like gas with like
the baseboard heaters.
The RAS,
yeah,
I had that too.
Loved
Scam.
it.
Yeah,
it was.
Those are the worst.
And my landlord seemed pretty nice, but when I had to move because I couldn't pay her rent because I had to pay my hydro instead, because that's a bill that follows you around. She was really mean about it, and she was like, "You signed a lease," but this was back in the day where it didn't really matter. She was just trying to like guilt me into it. She's like, "You signed a lease, you have to stay. You need to give me warning. You need to do this," and I was like, I'm 18. Like you just like I still can't do anything. I think it was 17. I don't think it was 18 yet. But it doesn't matter. I left. and then my next apartment was with Kyle. And it's not like we moved in together. He just slept over one time and never left. That is how we started our life together. He came over, we both were going to school together, like taking programs at the same school. And then he's like, I'll just sleep over. And then he never left. And
well, I guess that's a good sign because that means you never told him to leave.
Yeah, I get like it just like it never came up. It was just like, oh, like
you weren't just being polite, were you?
No. Yes, all these years later. And then we
sent him an email with a lot of LOLs. I'm sorry, but we never agreed to this.
I actually didn't like that apartment because the people below would like music until like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You were pregnant with Brandon then, though. Like
I got pregnant with Brandon while I lived there.
Yeah.
And they were like the same people I went to like elementary school with. And like I would keep telling them, like, guys, you need to turn your fucking music down. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you're 20. Like, you're not 14. Relax. And they never did. So I only lasted like 6 months there. And the landlord's like, why are you moving? I was like, because I've complained about the people below me like once a week the whole time. And
this needs to be a topic we should add to the jar.
Like places
we've lived.
Apartments?
Just places we've lived. Because,
right,
we can talk about, places we lived as children, places we moved to, places we lived on our own, our first places, our favorite places, lots of just...
Well, like, I didn't really live too many places, so, like, I'll be out of that topic.
Now you've lived in different places.
Not that many, though. Like...
That's fine, but there's still a lot of things to talk about at the few places.
So since I've lived in all these places, is why I would have good comedy material.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to like 8 different schools. So,
oh my god.
So, so I've moved a lot. I think I've lived in like 20 places.
That happens a lot though for people who grow up not with a lot of money.
Yes.
You end up moving around a lot because you don't own your homes, you're renting. For some reason you think it's better somewhere else. It's there's a lot of
or you
reasons
can't
for it.
afford rent, so you have to move out of that place to another place, or
with as higher
That's
rent.
the
I
opposite
don't
for me. I
understand.
can't afford
Not
anywhere
back
else, so I
then.
have to stay.
Yeah, no, back then it was like there was cheaper everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like back,
yeah.
like
Now
growing
it's
up,
like I
that was a
can't
lot of the
freaking
reason.
leave.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy. I used to live in the ghetto, like the cheapest, like with my family, the cheapest area. And we were still like, we all moved out and we all moved to the same area because my brothers moved out for their own places. Like that's the only way we moved is because we got smaller places. Like that's, I'm putting it in the jar.
Woohoo! So be on the lookout for that episode, because I feel like that we have a lot to talk about for that episode.
We're just like half that episode already. We're halfway in that one. So
there
we're
you
good.
go. You gotta like sneak preview.
The trailer, you know what?
For
Like the
free.
trailers like always ruin the TV show. Like they put the wrong stuff. Like the Mandalorian, like they left us on the second season thinking, "Oh no, what happened to Grogu? He's gone forever." And then the trailer for the Mandalorian is all Grogu fighting with the Mandalorian. Like obviously he came back.
Obviously.
Obviously.
I haven't
Like-
watched The Mandalorian since you were over for like
Yeah.
dinner, so
They're on the third season now.
yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. With Pedro Pascal. I don't.
Yeah,
PP,
Pedro
his name.
Pascal. Yeah.
I love him in everything.
Oh, wait till
and-
you watch The Last of Us. Oh
Oh,
God.
and I
So
love him.
Oh,
good.
is that the movie about the video game?
Yeah,
the
the
movie,
series?
but it's
Yeah.
the TV show about the video game. Right? Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
It's whatever.
Yeah,
And,
no, it's really good. And the video game is finally coming out on PC, so I'll finally be able to buy it for myself.
For your
We have the
kid.
video game. We have 1 and 2. For the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I don't have a PS4. I have a PC.
You guys need Xboxes so we can play Gears of War together. Like this would be a
We're
dream
a
come true.
Can't you
PlayStation
just get
family
it for
here.
PC and then I can play with you?
Do they have it on the PC? I
don't
think they
know.
do.
Why
It's not a PC game.
does
It's not-
everything have to be exclusive and stupid?
There's lots of games where you can play on all platforms. Gears of War is not one of them.
Yeah.
I am a PlayStation family, so
Stop it.
we don't do Xbox. We have like 360. That was the last Xbox we
I
ever got.
know. You know what? When we are rich and famous, we're all playing on an Xbox. That's just the same
I-
way.
I
We will
prefer the
get
graphics on
all the
PlayStation.
consoles. We'll mix it up because I
Just-
already have like 500 games on my Steam account. I don't want to have to switch everything to
I
Xbox.
don't
I'll be honest.
Switch it. I just want Gears. You don't just switch.
Okay,
nothing.
okay, one game on Xbox. That's fine.
Just
We're
Gears.
rich, so that'll be doable.
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. This is imagination land. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Okay, before we close out, I do want to give a special thank you to our newest VIP patron, Stephanie Hurst. So
Stephanie Hurst.
yeah,
Oh, look at that sticker. If you go on our YouTube, you can see a sticker.
woohoo!
It's a bookmark.
Yeah,
bookmark.
even better, even better. So thank you so much, Stephanie. If you want to shout out at the end of our Opinionated Lushes episodes, make sure to check out our Patreon. It's in our link tree, or you can just go to patreon.com/opinionatedlushes. And at the highest tier, you get this shout out, but you get most of our bonus content even at the lowest tier. So check it out. Anything else to finish on?
we're just like joking, and then it was just silence.
I want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Episodes.
This is my first like shout out. I'm trying to make sure I say her name properly.
Domry, what are you saying? What are you saying, Domry?
Oh, I said that Thursdays are our books and booze, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
An ear out. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
great.
They're
I
great.
have-
And please leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcast, because they're helpful to us. They let us know that we're doing a good job. And for all our regular listeners, we all know I have a praise kink. So it's much appreciated. You want to make me aroused? Leave us a review. So
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
So thank you to everyone for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.